This is my Grace story. A couple of years ago, when I was in university, before I even got into university, my life took a very funny turn, as I may say. I got into university and it was my first experience away from home actively, being in an environment where different persons with different perspectives and views to life gathered in the same space with them and just learning different ideologies. I grew up in a Christian home, so of course it was not normal to me, or it was not abnormal to me that these vices existed. But at the same time, I had not experienced them, so it felt like there was a yearning to do these things. In the bid to want something better out of life, or as I may say, it looked like it was better. The parties, the drugs, and the sex. That was how life was in university. And it was something that I had never gotten open to. Decided to try it out, and it took me down a very, 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 very terrible road. It was the hardest couple of years for me. I've always been someone that I knew that, okay, yes, there is a vision over my life. I'm a child of God. There's so much that God will have you do. But then it felt like there was this longing for something extra that I couldn't explain. And I gave into these vices as a means to fill up that particular hole in my life. I remember this span from the year 2018 thereabouts to the year 2021. And in 2021, I had a conversation with my mom, and she had talked about the fact that I needed to quit certain habits, and I haggled and dragged about it. But then I got this nudge to actually quit when my life was threatened 2 occasions because of that particular habit. And I tried to quit, and the withdrawal phase was one of the craziest things. I'm grateful for my friends then, acquaintances or friends, as we may say, because I had told them, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do the drugs. I don't want to smoke anymore. I just want to stay away from these things and try to actually go through life without them. It was a very, very funny withdrawal phase. And when they say you want to replace a habit with another habit, it felt horrible needing to replace this bad habit with another bad habit, or probably an even worse habit. And that's when I started looking for something deeper, something that was going to fill that hollow in such a way that I would look back on life and be like, I was this person, and then my life has been a lot better for it. I started hopping churches around 2021, looking for somewhere that I would walk into and find so much peace. And I remember that span through 2021 into 2022, I was not going to church much. I wasn't reading my Bible as much, even when I was home, where the only place that I could, get some solace, probably because my parents, being pastors and having their church, it still felt like something was missing. And 2022 went back to school after a strike period, and just started having conversations with my roommates, then still struggling with these vices, struggling with these habits, and knowing that there was something outside them. I didn't really think I needed God, like the way that, it was going to feel that, but I knew I needed something. And in 2023, I came across a program. I'm a lover girl. So, it was Love Code Month 2023, and I had seen the Young and Free conference, and that was it. I attended the Young and Free conference that day, and I started from the service, the Sunday service there at Cci Yaba, and that service was very, very wholesome. I walked into that place and I felt a shift in my environment, a shift in my life. It felt like I could hug God directly. That relationship that I had longed for, that need, begging for love here and there, begging for breadcrumbs from humans. And it felt like I had gotten this from this space. I stayed for the Young and Free conference. And, upon getting back to my room and realizing that, okay, yes, I went with my roommate. Apparently, she was a CCI member the whole time. I didn't even know, But I'm glad that I didn't know that, because I feel like it would have been the same way I had hopped churches. I just told God, please lead me to a place that I would find you. And I walked into that service. And since then, my life has been a testimony. It's been very different. I wasn't very active, but the community that I made here, by force joining a service unit, being a part, and just telling God, oh, I needed new friends, and He sent me the best persons that I could ever ask for. And since 2023 till now, there's been a turnaround, and this is not even me saying it lightly. I have never loved on God more than I did, in the years before. With every year, there's a fresh love. There's an understanding of the dark place that He pulled me out from. It was so overwhelming that every part of my life was affected by it. My academics, my career, my relationships. There was a drowning that I didn't even realize. It was so terrible. And knowing also the ministry that He called me to do, and then thinking back on the promises that He gave me, the word that He gave me as far back as 2017, far back as 2018, and then looking at my life's experiences and stories, and knowing that I have stories to tell other people of how God changed me, of how God has made me a whole lot better person, of how joining CCI has been very transformative. The family, the community, how being in a service unit and serving God wholly with all your heart has made so much of a difference. To be honest, I don't think I would ever have enough words to quantify how great, how good, how loving, how much grace God has given me. His mercies have kept me. And one word that He gave me, and that has been very consistent through, even in the years when it was deep and dark, was there's so much that He has to do with me. But now I'm seeing it more and more. Now, even as I grow deeper in my relationship with Him, now even as I build myself and understand how loving He is, I'm seeing that His word for me play out. And really, I cannot thank my parents enough for not giving up on me. I promise. I don't know how they did it. Always praying that I come back to Christ and love Him as His child, and not love Him because, I grew up in a Christian home. And the friends that have believed in me, knowing that God has so much for me. I've come to know that God loves me and is very mindful of me. If someone had to explain, as a child would understand, the way your father would go all out for you, even when you annoy Him, even when He's upset with you, just because He knows He has to take care of you and you matter to Him. I've come to bask in that understanding, knowing that as crazy as I thought I was, as undeserving of love as I thought I was, there is someone who did not bat an eyelid over my affairs and just wanted me to come and understand that He cares for me. He's there to comfort me. He's there for me in all the situations that I'm facing. I'm drowning in this. He wants to know. He wants to help me through it. That's who I've come to understand God to be, and it has really made a difference in my life. And to anybody who might be going through a phase where they feel life is coming crashing at them, and the easiest way out is probably a little sin here or there. It's probably staying away from God and staying away from the church. This is my word to you. No. It's hard to trust God. It's hard to stay in God's love, but it's worth it. Every second of it, every minute of it. If you take a minute and think back on the times when you felt like it was drowning so bad, but guess what? It was bad, but it didn't get worse, because He's always been in the picture. So just rest in His bosom, rest in His care. Pour all your burdens on Him. Cast your cares upon the Lord, for He cares for you. Thank you.